Hi, I'm Jessica Dobson. I'm a final year PhD student at the University of York, and I'm making this video with the Academy of Medical Sciences. So I was aware that there was this expectation when I entered my final year that I would be snowed under with lab work and constantly stressed. But during the pandemic, our labs had to go down to 50% capacity, which means that it's not possible to go in whenever you want, and it's quite normal to have to put experiments off by a couple of days so that you're able to fit everything in. And in a way, this has kind of been a blessing for me. It's forced me to slow down and take a lot more time over the results that I've got from each experiment, and this has helped me plan my work better for the future. So working in research for 3 years, I've learned a lot about building resilience, and one of the biggest things I've learned is that experiments rarely work first time. And this can kind of leave you feeling like a failure because you haven't been able to get the results that you wanted. So I tend to go through an experiment before I do the actual one, just as a sort of sample run. And this way you get a feel for the timings of the experiment and any problems that you might come across. And then, instead of tripping you up when you're doing the real thing, you can figure out a way to get around them beforehand. Another thing that I've learned is that you can't sweat the small stuff. Even though at the time problems feel massive, when you're able to take a step back and look at it, it's never as bad as you think it is. Because your PhD is your personal project and you're going to invest so much time and energy in it, it's easy to feel really disheartened when plans change or things don't go the way you expect. But taking time away from a problem to work on something else, or to go for a walk or to talk to someone, means that you come back to it with a fresh perspective and you can see things that you weren't able to see before. And then my final and most important point is that you've got to be open to talking to people. This is something I think is so important in your professional and in your personal life, and it sort of brings together the other points that I've made. Especially now, it's easy to feel isolated. You can't chat to someone you work with over a cup of tea. And with research, I found that there's some aspect of the problem that we have with social media. If the only interaction you have with other researchers or other PhD students is through talks where they're presenting the best of their results, you assume that no one faces the problems you do. Talking to other researchers as often as possible normalises having problems because everyone experiences them, and it can give you an insight into the way other people approach fixing them. It doesn't mean that you failed if you don't get the things that you want out of your research, and if you're struggling a bit. Getting an outside perspective always helps because different people have different experiences, which will mean they come at problems in a different way to you. And even if they've not got any advice, getting your thoughts out helps you to let them go a bit, and it means you can focus your energy on things that are more productive and helpful, and it will actually make your work better in the future.